weekend best?
Oh, what a great day it is, because I'm sure you all know it's National Mustard Day today!
What?
Yeah, I know, National Mustard Day. A historical day in the national calendar, which I'm sure everyone is celebrating, obviously. And actually, did you know, Dad, that the earliest use of mustard was actually in England back in 1390 by King Richard II Chef? So, happy Mustard Day, everyone!
Actually, I've got a good mustard joke. How did a hot dog ask the ketchup out?
I don't know.
He mustered up the courage.
Well, thanks so much. You've ruined the party. Just take them off.
I thought it was
Take them
good.
off. No, take them off. All right, just do the rest of the show and no more gags like that, please.
All right. First up, she's as keen as mustard.
Stop.
All right, no more. OK, she is a wonderful Scottish songwriter, here to tell us all about her summer fling. Nina Nesbitt.
And the brilliant journalist, presenter, author and podcaster, Danny Wallace is here.
Hello. If he doesn't cut the mustard, no one will.
Please stop. It's done now.
And it won't be Saturday without heading into the kitchen and rustling up some grub with our resident chef, Shivi Ramoutar. Shivi, what's on the menu today?
Well, nothing with mustard, but I am going to be making a lemon, pea and prawn risotto that is going to blow your socks off.
Sounds wonderful.
Now, as always, we like to get things started with a little bit of a music question. So, which song was #1 on this day back in 2000? OK, it was a great year, vintage year, if anything. Nina, I'm going to come to you first. What were you doing in the year 2000?
Well, I was 6, so I was
All right.
probably singing on my little karaoke machine. Wild guess, S Club 7, Reach for the Stars.
OK, all right, S Club.
I'd actually don't know.
Very good shout. It's a very good shout. Go on, Danny, what about you?
I don't really remember anything about the year 2000. I remember it becoming the year 2000 and all my friends being at great parties, and I was in a place called the Kebab Centre, which sounds like a sort of a research institute for kebabs, but was just a kebab shop. And the only other thing I remember about 2000 was Bob the Builder seemed to be everywhere. So I'm thinking maybe it's Bob the Builder.
That's the first time we've ever had
good.
that guess, but it's a fantastic guess because it
Yeah, that
accidentally
is a
spent a
good
long
guess.
time at the top. And I say accidentally, very meaningfully. Dad, what about you? Who do you reckon?
2000, I'm going to go Take That.
Take
Is that too late?
No, but my dad has got this thing. If you just mention Take That, it can cover so many decades.
Oh, very good.
So he's at least going to do it once. But look, the answer is actually 7 Days, Craig David.
Oh, you love this track, don't you?
Well, not that much.
You do love it.
Well, no, it's not like one of my favourites.
All right, listen, I've got a little video to show you then.
What did you say? Said you loved to ride me, shift me while again and do some talking never more thoughts in my way. Took for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday. Oh, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, man, I tell you what, I
Get a
wish we had time
duet.
to show you all of that. It's beautiful.
Please don't show that ever again. Anyway, look, the song is all about Craig's romantic week, as you could probably tell. But what I want to know, guys, what would be the perfect date night for you both? Danny, I'm going to start with you. Perfect date night.
The perfect date night.
Yeah.
Well, I'd meet Martin about 7.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, I'm sort of at the age where, I wrote a book called Yes Man years ago, and me and my wife, we've got 3 kids now, and so date nights don't really there's a lot of logistics involved, but we decided a few years ago that we were going to have a yes night where we just went out and just saw what would happen, and we ended up being rejected from a restaurant, having queued for ages for it, and we ended up at a slam poetry night.
Right.
So don't do that. It's also good to say no.
Also good to say
so
no.
maybe I'd do that again.
OK, another yes date. Nina, what about you?
It's quite boring, but basically I've got these new dog pyjamas. It's like a full set.
Dog pyjamas.
Yeah, so it's like
Right. I
all
thought you said boring for a second.
they're all different breeds of dogs, and I wear them all the time. And my boyfriend's still attracted to me in them, so I feel like I've found true love. But my date night would be in them, in front of the TV with a carry-out, basically.
And what does your boyfriend wear?
Well, he's... I don't know if I can say it.
That's such a good question. How do you follow up? What's the dress code? Anything dog?
I don't know if he'll hate me for this, but I'll just say it. He's got Star Wars pyjamas.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love that. Intergalactic canines.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
there's a lot going on.
Dad, what about you? That's not too dissimilar to you, to be fair.
Yeah, I am a beer, a good movie, and delivery.
Yeah.
Indian delivery.
Not one of those things are my mum's favourite. Which I'm sure you can tell.
Well, she's never said anything to me.
Yeah, because she only talks to me about those types of things.
Speaking of Shirley, she tells me that women honestly talk about their bodies all the time, so why not men? Well, our next guest is changing all of that with his latest podcast, where men talk about their weird body insecurities, and it's absolutely hilarious. Danny Wallace, thanks for being here, mate.
Thank you. Happy Mustard Day, of course.
Yeah, happy Mustard Day. Well, listen, I've got to say to you, I absolutely love the title. Monatomy. Tell us what it's about.
Well, it's men talking frankly about their bodies. It's me and my friend Phil, and we've been knocking ideas around. And one of the ideas, I just sort of said to him, what if we got men to talk about their bodies? And we both sort of went, no, that would be awful. That would be awkward and horrible, and I would never want to do it. And that's when we thought, that's why we should do it, because you're right, we never have those chats. Yeah. And so we've managed to get people to really kind of open up. And it is funny because everyone's got funny stories about their bodies, but it can be very awkward. It can be very honest as well. And we have people from Tim Minchin, the Australian comedian, to Adam Buxton, and loads more besides, revealing all. Not revealing all, we don't do it naked.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the next step, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah. We'll do a live show. But it is, you know, it's very refreshing as well, because men are being quite vulnerable when they talk to us, and it's a very warm show.
Yeah, is it scary, though, talking about your own insecurities?
Yeah, it is a little bit, but you very quickly get over that. It's like a little fence to jump over, and once you have, you realise that you're just talking to other people who also have very weird hang-ups. You know?
You have some guests on the show, and they're all very honest about their insecurities. Yeah. What would you say has been the weirdest one that's come along?
Well, you know, the funny thing is, even if they're sort of weird when you think, really? It's more, you can't believe that person thinks that about themselves. Because nothing is weird, because we're all bizarre and odd and strange. And, you know, there are people who reveal to me that they have very, very, very tiny nipples. Yeah. And you know, and to me, I'm not that bothered about this man's nipples. It wouldn't occur to me to even think of it. You just go, all right, yeah, fine. But he shows them to us, and they are like tiddlywinks, but they're beautiful as well. And we've had a great reaction from women listening to the show, because they like the fact that we're opening up in a way that they've been having conversations for years, decades, and magazines and pressure, and social media was kind of all about putting pressure on them, and now it's turning to us as well. So we better start talking about this stuff, because we are way behind.
Yeah. So on Monatomy, each week you ask your guests to describe themselves. Yeah. Right? Let's turn it on its head. How would you describe me and Roman?
Hang on a minute, why are you pulling me into this?
No, I'm just saying.
What if I don't want to be... Anyway, carry on.
All right, well, OK, I'll start with Roman. You have more height than I think people would think. I was quite surprised.
People think I'm a very short man.
Well, so what is that? It's kind of like people are surprised when I'm quite tall, and I think
I have quite a small body and long. Like I've always had gangly legs. The legs grew first, and then the body just kind of stopped.
And the body sort of caught up. So do you?
So sat down, I'm quite small.
Right? Yeah, of course you are.
Then when I stand up, you go, where are the legs? Yeah.
I think if you were a shorter man with that kind of angelic face, you would have made a good sort of Dickensian urchin.
Okay.
I think I'd have, you know...
That could be the worst, like, compliment ever. It could be. The fact that you said Dickensian before it, I was like, yes, I could be.
There's a certain dignity to it.
I've always said he was a little urchin.
Yeah.
And, oh, man, now we turn to Martin. I mean, you know, you have the steely blue eyes, I would say of a killer, but a killer who kills with love. Oh. I think you were made in a lab, some kind of factory where they also make James Bond and Grey Man.
Are you listening to this?
I think there is a greater than 70% chance you sleep entirely nude. And I think
that's true.
I think that at night, when you undress, your clothes thank you, because you wear them so nicely. They hang off you the way clothes are supposed to. But again, you're an urchin.
Oh, I get urchin. How big is that?
So on your podcast, if there was one guest that you could have whose body you would love to explore, who would that be?
Well, you've got to be careful when you say things like whose body you'd like to explore. But genuinely true, right? The day before I was asked to come on here, Phil Hilton, who I do the show with, he said to me, do you reckon we could get Martin Kemp?
Oh.
And I said, I don't know. I know someone who knows him, maybe. And then the phone rang. And so I said to Phil, I think I should go on the show because I'll be able to really butter Martin Kemp up.
Well, you've done that, Danny. You've done it.
100%.
Yeah.
So, no, but in all seriousness, is that a firm commitment?
Yes.
All right, then let's do
Yeah,
it.
good. Thank you
And
very
the
much.
urchin will follow.
Good.
Look, I've heard as well, obviously, it's a revealing podcast, friends and families must hear it, etc. But you're quite a hot topic amongst the parents at the school gates, apparently.
Well, a lot of the school mums have been sort of super into it. And just the fact that they can eavesdrop, in a sense, on men...
Other parents' lives as well.
parents'
I would
lives.
be so keen to hear,
Would you?
yeah, what men's insecurities are. I wouldn't have a clue.
There
Oh, there's
are
so many.
Really?
It's obvious in a podcast.
Yes, there's
Like
I've done a podcast.
What's the most common one?
Most common one, I think that chests, men. There's almost, in fact, we interviewed Jamila Jamil to get a kind of a different perspective on things, and she said that she has never had a boyfriend in the past who hasn't had some kind of issue with their chest. And it does come up, and we talk about, there's guys who talk about having a slightly concave chest, or the dad bod, which was one of those sort of objectifying things that I actually quite liked, because I didn't know what I was, right? Yeah. I knew I wasn't sort of the lean and athletic, and I wasn't Arnie. I was in the middle somewhere, and then they came up with the dad bod thing, and I thought, great, I'll be that. And I don't mind it. It's sort of that kind of,
We
I
all
like a
become the
dad
dad
bod.
bod in the end.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's low maintenance.
Yeah.
Phil, who does the show with me, he's a fitness fanatic, so his body's a temple, and mine is very much like a bin outside a KFC.
Hey, but look, I mean, you were already kind of, a hit amongst, the parents at school, I can imagine as well, with their Hamish book series.
Yeah,
Talk to me about that. How long has that been going on for, and how have you found it?
I started writing kids' books when I had kids, because I wanted to... Here's what I do. When kids get back from school, I don't say to them, what did you learn today? Because all the kids learn the same thing, and you'll just go, oh, we did this thing, blah, 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 blah. I say, what made you laugh today? Because then I get like a little insight into their world and into their friendships, and they'll be reminded of things that might have slipped through the cracks or that didn't seem important at the time. But I became fascinated by what made my son laugh and his friends. And so I thought, well, I wonder if I can do that in books. I've written books for grown-ups for a long time. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go with the kids, and it's been very rewarding. It's been quite exciting to do.
Well, I mean, you've got a brand new book out as well. Let's take a look there. The Day the Screens Went Blank. Yeah. Now, talk to me about this. It's a world with no TVs or tablets.
Yeah, so the title came first. I had the idea for the title.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be horrific for the kids. Yeah. And then I thought that would be horrific for the parents. And I wrote it as lockdown was beginning, and then I looked out my window and the world was getting even weirder than the world I was writing about.
Yeah.
So I had to up the weirdness. But it's sort of a way of talking about that year while not talking about it.
Sure.
Kind of a less terrifying pandemic.
I like that. I mean,
Yeah, really good.
You mentioned them there. You have 3 kids.
Yeah.
I mean, do you run your ideas past your kids first?
Yeah,
You
I
do?
do. I say, I'm thinking of doing this, and I see what they think. And my eldest came up with a story once that I then wrote for him. And
Did he get publishing?
absolutely
Oh,
not.
good.
Absolutely not.
I mean, in terms of writing books for adults, I mean,
Yeah.
can we expect any more of them?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's a couple of ideas that I'm toying with at the moment, so I just have to make them good and see if they fly. So yeah, I'm always up
The
to
body of Martin Kemp, is that what it's the
Martin Kemp, his body, my story.
I've loved you being on the show.
I bet you have.
Yeah, absolutely. And podcast Anatomy is available to listen to now. It's brilliant.
Time for a quick break, then we'll catch up with Nina Nesbitt about her brand new music. And Shivi's in the kitchen rustling up a mouth-watering risotto. Cannot wait. We'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, see you later.
to Martin and Roman's Weekend Best.
Yeah, Nina Nesbitt and Danny Wallace are with us, and shortly we're going to be heading into the kitchen with our resident chef, Shivi.
Yes, now, if you were to combine the best of Scotland and Sweden, you would get...
Iron brew meatballs. Well, you would.
Yeah, no, I suppose you would.
Two together.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Should we get Shivi to make...
No. She's already been out shopping now.
There was a risotto?
Yeah.
OK, all right. Well, actually, what I meant to say is that you'd actually get the wonderful singer-songwriter Nina Nesbitt, who is back with a brand new single, Summer Fling. Before I get into the track, I've got to ask, Scottish, Swedish, what's the story?
Well, mum's Swedish, dad's Scottish, met on holiday in Ibiza.
In Ibiza?
And then there's me.
On a rave-up holiday?
Kind of, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, so here I am. And yeah, grew up in Scotland, but still got that.
Do you speak Swedish?
Well, I've actually a little bit, but during lockdown I've been learning more.
OK.
But because I've not been able to go there, when I actually spoke to my Swedish friends, they were like, not really sure about the Swedish that I've learned.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
They were like, you
Oh.
sound like a robot, because I've been learning off an app. It's
Sure.
Yeah, it's the robot voice, so I don't know. I speak robotic Swedish.
You're not meant to copy the robot voice, though.
Yeah. Nah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm surprised that you managed to get time to learn any Swedish, because we've had to tear you away from the Olympics today. Apparently you've become quite obsessed.
Yeah, I've become. I used to be a gymnast. I'm just really emotionally attached to gymnastics, and because it's not on TV very often.
Yeah.
I've been welling up. I've been getting really emotional, and I started crying the other day when the guy won the pommel horse thing.
The pommel horse, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone was
Matt
like,
Willock.
"What's wrong with you?" And I was like, they've worked so hard for this moment, and
Yeah.
I just get so emotional. So yeah, big fan.
Hey, but look, talking of gymnastics, I mean, you actually put it to good use that you had a gymnastics pass. Because in
Yeah.
the video for your single Summer Fling,
Yeah.
did you know how to do the aerial hoop, or did you have to learn how to do it?
I had to learn. So basically, I went to see Pink, the artist Pink,
Yeah, cool.
play in Glasgow, and I was like 13, 14, and she had a whole aerial display thing at her show, and I was like, I want to do that one day. So I took this as my opportunity, and I got on the. Oh well, it's a bit revealing. Good morning. Got on the aerial hoop and did a little routine.
I mean, it looks quite painful.
It was. I was covered in bruises, but because I'd sat on my sofa
Yeah.
for a year during lockdown, I was like, I need something extreme to get me off the sofa into sport.
Yeah.
And you get very used to it as well when I do it. It's actually, it's actually very comfortable. It's surprisingly easy, isn't it, when you start...
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
it. So you look quite 80s, though.
Yes, well, it's inspired by that kind of ABBA. I know that was more 70s, but it's like 80s.
Swedish,
70s.
harking on the Swedish vibe there.
Swedish,
Okay.
Swedish midsummer vibe, yeah.
Oh,
a lot of
perfect. Well, look, you said that the track as well was actually inspired about getting back with your ex. It was a summer fling.
Yeah.
But you've been together for 6 years now. So does
Yeah.
that classify as a fling? Because that's quite a long one.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, so we actually dated when I was 18, broke up, then got back together at a Foo Fighters gig in Milton Keynes, and very random, but kind of thought it was just a bit of fun for the summer.
Yeah.
And then ended up still together 6 years later. So it's like a summer fling that kind of just kept going.
Kept on going.
Yeah, it's quite a good little story to go with the song, so...
That's a big old hairstyle you got there.
Yeah, that hairstyle, I remember that one.
I swear that was in fashion.
It was in fashion, no, I
I
remember it.
swear it was. Yeah, a lot of backcombing there.
But you had a crack at doing your own hair as well in lockdown, didn't you?
Oh God, yeah. I had a little crack at doing a fringe. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm having just a bit of a moment in life, I just want to go and cut a fringe.
Oh, we've got a picture there.
Oh my God, it's so
There it
bad. Basically, that's me saying I'm not okay to the world.
Why? Was it the instant regret? Is it one of those things where you've almost done the same thing that everyone does when they go to the hairdresser and go, that's great, then you
Yeah.
go home and cry?
Basically, I cried because I looked so horrendous, and I was just so bored in lockdown. I was just like, I need to feel something. I need some excitement in my life. So I took a pair of scissors. It's actually the dog's grooming scissors that I used. And
I think it looks really cute.
Thank you. I was trying to go for the Audrey Hepburn, like, classic.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But yeah, you know what I love that you do is you make songs out of random objects.
Yeah, I
Right?
do.
That is so weird.
Yeah, basically, I was making...
That's so funny. No, I love it. It's so weird.
I like weird things.
I'm kidding you.
Yeah.
Weird things.
Well, basically, I was in lockdown again, as we all were, and I was supposed to be making my album in Sweden, but that got cancelled. So I thought, what can I do? Started looking around me, and I thought, there's a pot, there's a pan, there's a pair of boxers, and I started just using things to make noise.
There's a pot, there's a pan. Can I rhyme it? Yes, I can.
Yeah.
You can join me
We
for
can
the next
collaborate.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what? I think we've got a little clip as well.
Oh, yeah.
When you're young and you get your heart broken, and it leaves the scars open. When you can't believe it's over, that's when you get a little cold.
Oh, very good.
So I see what you really do is you make the backing track out of all these kind of weird sounds.
Yeah.
And you sing over the top.
Yeah, and basically that was the first week I think we were allowed more than whatever the rule was. We were allowed outside, so I really went outside. And yeah, it kept me entertained.
That is one of those things that out of context to everyone else seems very strange.
I got stopped by a group of lads in the park and they were like, oh, is it for your college project?
Oh!
I was like, yeah. And I was like, please don't ask me what college I go to because I don't know any colleges around here, but that was quite embarrassing.
Hey, well, look, it would be ridiculous if we didn't have you on here, Nina, and didn't ask if we could hear some of those fantastic Scottish, Swedish tones live. So you're able to give us an exclusive
guitar,
performance
yeah.
of Summer Fling, if that's all
Summer
right.
Fling. It's the first gig of 2021.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay.
Late night feelings on a rooftop spinning, my hair still dripping by the fire. We're singing about the ones we're missing, but I only want you this time. Yeah, saw waves on an ocean drive, left hand in between my thighs. Sunsets on a rosé sky, we're drinking that southern wine. Spark up in the neon light, touch me like I'm dynamite. Won't you give me everything? Love me like a summer fling, summer fling. Woo! Woo, woo, be my summer fling.
Nina, that was absolutely beautiful. Really, thank you so much. Listen, great to have you here. And Nina's new single, Summer Fling, is out now.
Now, after the break, we're heading to the kitchen to join our in-house chef, Shivi, who's making a wonderful... You sure she can't do the meatballs thing?
No. Just,
OK,
just
making a wonderful risotto.
Yeah, see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to Martin and Roman's Weekend Best.
We have moved to our kitchen with our resident chef, the sizzling Shivi Ramoutar. Nice to see you, Shiv.
Shiv, you're
Hello,
looking
good to
really
be here.
summery today.
There's a clue of what we're going to be making today on my dress.
Oh, well, yeah, very nice. What is it?
Lemon
Lemon.
cheesecake.
No, not quite, Ro. I know Martin's a massive fan of Italian food, so I'm hoping you're going to be wowed by the sensational, zesty, simple lemon pea and prawn risotto we're cooking today.
Whoa, Shivi's lemon
yeah.
pea and prawn risotto.
I love risotto.
Very good. This is something where, like, I love, like, a risotto because peas are a very key ingredient in this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Peas are a great ingredient, a key ingredient in many simple dishes.
Yeah, but I think sometimes they get forgotten about. Do you know what I mean? It's like the forgotten about vegetable.
Yeah.
The key one at the end of it. And
It's only small, isn't it?
yeah, exactly, yeah. That you're going to need an apron.
Yep.
And this week, I believe, I'm not quite sure, it was sent in from fans of yours. Now, take a look at that.
Oh!
Does that say Martin's Minions?
Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant.
They're all my girls that follow me everywhere.
Can you name them all, Martin?
Well, look,
Don't
there's...
pretend, don't offend.
No, hang on. Julie, Queen of the 80s, Yvonne. I know a few of them, you know.
Okay.
Well, look.
Impressed.
Well, they also added a little feature.
Mr. Silver Fox.
I mean, you've got to wear this the whole time now.
All right, let's put it on.
There you go.
Is that going to upset your hairstyle?
That goes on.
There we go.
This doesn't look silly at all, and this is all actually from Pat in Rotherham. And having a stab in the dark, I think she might be a fan of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got the Martin's Minions T-shirt on as well. Others are available. I'm pretty sure there are others.
Let me tell you something. Pat is a very lovely woman.
She looks it.
Oh, yeah?
I would wear this for her.
You know her, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah? When's her birthday?
Well, I don't know that well.
Yeah, all right. Look, Shiv, should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started. So,
Perfect.
I don't know if you know, risotto has a bit of a bad reputation for being laborious, right? Have you heard that?
What do you
No,
mean?
do it really.
Just
I
like,
love
you
it.
know, oh, risotto. The most complicated part of what we're doing today is stirring. That's it.
I can deal with that.
Yes, so it's not
Yeah.
laborious. It is worth doing. So to start with our gorgeous, fresh, zesty, summery risotto,
Yeah.
we've got our saucepan on a medium heat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter straight in there. Ooh. There we go. You need a spoon for that, stuck to the plate. And you know I love a good weekend best cheat to make life easy.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Well, put the butter in there.
Yeah, butter in what?
In there.
No, look where she's put it.
What saucepan did you put it in?
The saucepan on
the
a
other
medium
one.
heat.
It's this hat. That's what it is. It's the hat. It's putting me off.
Martin, I thought this would be a walk in the park for you as Mr. self-declared Italian
Yeah, but
cook.
you know what's going to happen now is that the butter is got extra flavour.
You know what? Great. Well, we'll go with that. You're right. We'll go with that. Thank goodness Rose's sitting there. I need to sort of have wear heels so I can see exactly what's happening.
I thought it was a bit weird.
Yeah. Okay. Grab your spring
yeah.
onion, Martin.
Yeah.
And you know I love a cheat. I'm going to snip these 4 spring onions straight into that pan with the butter. So you could use a root onion and chop, but this works as well. And actually, with the flavours we have here, that lovely spring, summer peas and the lemon,
Yeah.
these spring onions add extra freshness, so it really works. So get all of that in there.
Shiv, when you use spring onions, you put the root in as well at the end.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to use the root.
Yeah.
If it was going for a slow cook something, then maybe I would. But actually,
That's funny because my dad does that.
What?
has he put the root in?
Yeah.
Well, Rose,
but-
that's the one you're eating.
I'm not
so-
eating it. No, we agreed on this last week, Shiv. I don't eat the one that my dad makes.
There's no root.
I
there.
eat the one that you make.
All right. So we've got extra root here. If you want to put that in.
Yeah.
So the next part of the risotto is the risotto rice. So I've got
Right.
300 grams of arborio rice. So this is going to serve 4 people.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can find carnaroli rice. Doesn't matter. Just find a risotto rice, and in that goes into the pan with the spring onion and butter. Yeah, right pan. Great. Okay, in that goes, and I'm going to stir this for a minute or so until it becomes translucent. And that's
The
also
rice comes.
the translucent. Yep. And it also then releases some nuttiness, so it adds extra flavour. We love flavour upon
Right.
flavour in this dish, and that is smelling good already.
So the trick is to put it in dry, basically.
Yeah.
Just with the butter.
Put it in dry with the butter. It releases the nuttiness. It adds extra flavour. And give a good pinch of salt and pepper at this point, Martin. There we go. Now, do you know what I love about risotto? It is so comforting, and regardless of the season, it could be winter comfort, it can be summer comfort. This is a refreshing risotto. It is so versatile. Okay, so
That was fantastic.
I know, and it's just butter, spring onion, and risotto rice. Now, this is the crux of the risotto. It is about the stirring, the stock, the ladles. Here, I've got 750 mils of stock. So I've got 2 vegetable stock cubes dissolved in 750 mils of boiling water.
Right.
And it's warm. It's really important that it is warm. So before we go in with our stock, Martin, at this stage, if you've got a spare glass of white wine in the fridge, a bit of white vermouth, you can throw it in now to add extra flavour. But it's not needed. We're not going to do it. We're keeping it so simple today. So we're going to go straight in with a ladle full of stock.
You know, I've never understood that term, dry white wine.
Why?
It's wet.
Yeah. I think the same thing.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And now we're going to add, see if you can do it without spilling any of the stock, 1 ladle full of stock into that rice. Oh, great sizzle. And now, this is the key. We're going to give that risotto a stir. You're going to stir it regularly until that stock is absorbed, and then you're going to add another ladleful. Okay. Only after it's absorbed do you keep adding the ladles. Yeah? It's really important because if you just pop all of the stock into the pan, you're just boiling rice. The whole idea is with risotto, you want those grains to release the starch, and they're only going to do that if they're able to touch. Stirring
Otherwise,
helps
it's just
that.
going to go soft.
Yeah, it's just going to be rice, and stirring helps release that as well, and also stops it from sticking to the bottom of the pan. But this is as complicated as it gets. And you know, you can have a glass of wine, chat to your friends, whatnot. You know, it's not really difficult, is it? So now I'm going to add a ladleful of stock.
Great.
So I'm going to let this cook and absorb the stock before I add another ladleful. It's ladleful by ladleful. It's slow and steady wins the race in a risotto.
How long is this going to take then?
So it's going to take us 15 minutes. So, you know, I know Martin's got a special trick, some TV magic moments to get us through this.
that'll help you out.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. A little bit of TV magic. There we go.
Marvellous. Look at that, Martin. So after...
Whoa!
I know.
It is.
After
just
slow...
appeared.
Yeah, the TV gods did you a favour, didn't they?
So bring your plate of ingredients here. Now, this is where we're going to add in our additional ingredients. Here, I've got 200 grams of peas. I've got 300 grams of peeled raw king prawns. Now, both of these have been frozen, so this is great.
Yeah.
You only need to pop them onto the surface about 10 minutes before you're going to cook this to defrost before it goes in. So you don't have to think too far ahead. If you keep peas and prawns in your freezer, you can make a risotto with just 10 minutes forward thinking.
Very good.
Easy, right? So, Martin, in with the prawns and the peas, I've added the last ladleful of stock.
So the prawns go in raw?
So the prawns go in raw, yeah. Last stir. And this is probably going to take about 5 minutes for those prawns to cook through. And you want them just cooked through. You don't want it to be overcooked. And then just add another little tiny pinch of seasoning. At this stage, I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley. Lovely little stir. And whilst that is cooking, I am going to get on with the lemon. It's not a lemon risotto without the lemon.
Yeah, of course.
But you know what I love about this, as I said? It doesn't require loads of fancy ingredients. If you have a freezer stocked with things like frozen prawns, peas, you can just make up this dish with 10 minutes of forward thinking. And actually, if you don't want to put in the prawns, throw in some asparagus, throw in courgette, bacon. There are so many ways to make this exactly the way you want it, right?
Yeah, bacon and peas.
Bacon pea risotto. Yum.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, don't...
What?
We're going to grate it first, Martin.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Yeah. We're going to zest the lemon. So you can put bacon. You can go pancetta, you know, which is an Italian form
Like
of...
a bit of parmesan in there as well.
Parmesan in here. Now, this is an interesting point. So you'd notice that we don't have parmesan in this risotto. Yeah?
Do you normally have parmesan in it?
I would normally have parmesan in this risotto, but actually, I think this one we're doing with the prawn doesn't need it. It can be quite a controversial thing sometimes to throw cheese in with this kind of risotto,
Yeah.
but you can absolutely do it. We don't need it. I think there's so much gorgeous flavour. There's salty, zesty aromatics going in here, so I think we've got enough of that happening already, so we don't need to add anything extra. So this is the risotto that's been cooking for 5 more minutes, and the prawn is cooked, and that is smelling sensational.
Oh.
Yeah? Absolutely glorious. So to this, I'm going to give it a little stir. Look at that. And it's the colours, it's the pinks and the greens. It is just dancing with sunshine and summer. So now I'm going to add most of the zest, reserve a little bit for our serving plate. So keep a little bit aside so we can make our serving plate look absolutely glorious. And then, Martin, you're such a pro at this part of the recipe. I'm going to slice into my lemon, and we're going to do it. We're going to juice the lemon the Martin way.
Oh, okay.
So give it a roll to
I know
release the
exactly.
juices. Let's see, you go show me, Martin.
You do it
2
like
hands.
That's how you do it.
And why do we do it with 2 hands, Martin?
To catch the pips.
There we go.
There you go.
No fancy juicer, but we will need to wash our hands afterwards. That's the one thing. Absolutely glorious. It smells wonderful. It feels like we should be on the Italian coast, right, enjoying this.
Yeah, it smells so good.
I'm going to give my hands a quick wash, Martin, because I've had lemon on that. The final flourish, give that a lovely stir. And then I'm just going to pop the lid on my pan, take it off the heat, and leave that for a couple of minutes. And that is the final cuddle, which is going to make that gorgeous risotto really extra creamy. And whilst that's happening,
Looking forward to
we can get the serving plate ready.
I am looking forward to that.
It's going to be
Tell you.
glorious, isn't it? I've got chili flakes here and some parsley because we are going to make this look like summer on a plate. So we don't need a lot. I reckon about 2 ladlefuls per person because it is rich, right? And then just make this look as summer-like as you want, Martin. On goes that zest. Look at that.
Wait.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Nothing. You've done well. But Shiv's like really placed that thing. He's put the old leaf on there.
What's wrong with it?
Do you know what?
It's good.
I like it. It's good. Look, just no point doing it now.
Oh, so
eat it.
a risotto with a side salad of parsley. Yum.
Yeah, no.
It's good for you.
It's just a little display.
It's a gorgeous display, Martin. I'm really impressed.
Very good.
And do you know what? Here you go. An absolutely gorgeous summer plate, sunshine, lemon, prawn and pea risotto. And that comes in at £1.23 a portion.
Oh,
That is amazing. Look at that.
very good.
Let's have a little taste, eh?
Good.
Do you want that one?
Not really, but I'll have it.
Yeah.
I can smell the lemon bouncing off that. It smells incredible.
I love prawns
Oh
as
my
well.
goodness.
You're wowed with that?
That is absolutely delicious. I can't tell you. Might be the best
Wonderful.
one yet.
And how is Martin's, Ro?
I can really taste the spring onion root. No, it's really good.
I put hairs
Well
on your
done.
chest.
Well done. You are so right. If it doesn't look like summer outside, that tastes like it.
Yeah.
Ah, beautiful.
Very
Summer
good.
on a plate.
Well done.
Absolutely delicious. And for all the details on how to make Shivi's risotto, head over to itv.com/food.
Shivi, looking forward to seeing you back here next Saturday.
Wait.
I'll be cooking, so don't worry. And we also love your aprons as well on the show, as you can see. So email us your ideas, whatever you want, you can send them to us. weekendbest@cactustv.co.uk.
Yeah, time for a break, but don't go anywhere because we're going to be meeting our Weekend Best VIP.
Whilst we have got some fantastic TV and film recommendations coming your way. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. Welcome back to Martin Roman's Weekend Best. Nina Nesbitt, Danny Wallace, keeping us company all morning.
Yes, indeed. Now, we just made a prawn risotto with Shivi.
Yeah.
Now, Nina, you don't eat fish? Vegan, vegetarian?
No, just don't eat seafood.
Don't eat seafood. You're not
I'm
alone.
sure it's lovely.
A lot of people don't know. Don't worry about it. Now, Danny,
Yes.
talk to me, because I heard a rumour.
Would you like to know an interesting fact about me? Maybe the most interesting fact about me.
Yes.
I've never eaten a prawn. Never. Not once. Not one prawn. Never. I don't trust them. I don't like them. I don't like the look of them. I don't know what they're up to. They're odd. There's too much of them.
Yeah.
They're all waving around and all this. And I happen to know that also you've never,
Never eaten a prawn.
which puts us as guests in a very difficult position because you've made prawn risotto.
Yeah.
For two people who don't eat prawns.
Yes.
But I've never even tried one.
Peas in it.
Yeah. Well, I'm willing to sacrifice the most interesting thing about me to make this show work.
Oh, let's do it.
He's going to do it!
Hey!
He's gonna do it!
First
You're taking
ball of a
up. So
lifetime.
this is like basically before you go into
feel like
I'm a
I
Celeb,
should
this
do
is
it as
your
well
push to
now.
guitar.
Yeah, this is the most pathetic version of I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here ever. I need a prawn.
You're about to take on a
Right.
prawn.
OK, so this is the prawn, right?
You eat the prawn, you get a meal for camp for you and Nina.
What if I have a massive allergic reaction?
Yeah, don't say that, just eat the prawn.
And they'll say to me, what was the last thing you saw? And I'll say, Martin Kemp and a bowl of risotto. I'm doing it.
God.
I feel I feel like prawn pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot of prawn pressure, right? Oh, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
You quite like it.
Look,
too
You
bad.
know what it reminds me of? Prawn cocktail crisps.
Yes.
Funny you should say that.
See, I quite like them.
You do?
Yeah.
Have a prawn.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Hey, now, Danny, I'll let you try the prawns. Now, if you're looking for some fantastic TV or film recommendations, then look no further, because here is our best picks.
Yeah. My pick this week is the second series of the Channel 4 BAFTA-nominated drama I Am. Now, like the first series, it's 3 standalone dramas, each led by a powerhouse actress, telling the story of a woman navigating deeply personal moments. Let's take a look at this.
She's cool. She's cool. She's totally cool.
Oh my God. What's your idea of the perfect person?
You should feel that you're having your best life.
Not now, Miriam, not now.
And I want it nice, like everyone happy.
I think you need some help.
Stop looking at me.
I'm trying to come into your world.
I want to know more about you.
You need to know.
I'm not going to be crushed by you or anybody.
Oh, I tell you what, you should watch that. It's absolutely brilliant. I Am is on Thursdays, Channel 4 at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, now mine was a little bit of a no-brainer. I went to the cinema last weekend and my pick is definitely The Suicide Squad. It's a reboot of the 2016 film, this time directed by Guardians of the Galaxy's James Gunn. It's got Idris Elba in it, Margot Robbie's back in it. It's fantastic. It's action, chaos, comedy and loads of supervillains. Yeah. Oh, and Sylvester Stallone plays a talking shark. Yeah, of course he does. Let's take a look.
You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna risk the entire mission for a mental defective dressed as a court jester.
This coming from a guy that wears a toilet seat on his head.
We don't leave one of our own behind.
Hopefully Harley's still alive.
No funny business, Colonel. These are dangerous people.
Team 2 is clear to go.
Fire. 3, 2.
What are you guys doing?
What?
We're here to save you.
You were gonna save me?
It was a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back inside and you can still do it.
That's patronizing.
I'm so sorry. Harley Quinn.
Blood sport.
So good.
Oh, it's great. I want to see that.
Suicide Squad out in cinemas now. Some fantastic recommendations there.
Right, time now to meet another Weekend Best VIP. That is a very interesting person.
Indeed. Now, this is an NHS surgeon and social media sensation who has amassed a staggering 4.1 million followers on TikTok with his brutally frank medical myth-busting skills. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Karan Rajan, everyone! Hello, Dr. Karen. Dr. Karen, I mean, firstly, we're just going to take a quick look and see what it is that you've been doing. Let's take a look at this.
Hey man, what's one reason why you shouldn't date a doctor?
You have no idea where my hands have been.
What's one reason why you should date a doctor?
Have you seen this?
Give me one reason why you should date a doctor.
They know their anatomy.
Give me one reason why you should never date a doctor.
They're arrogant.
Now, obviously, a lot of people think that, you know, TikTok's just for miming to songs and doing, you know, fun dances and stuff. But I mean, what made you want to start making medical videos, let's say?
To be frankly honest, I can't sing or dance. So, I mean, the next best option for me was making some slightly more serious videos. But yeah, I think, you know, medical facts and weird facts always entice people. But yeah, the main thing was I couldn't sing or dance on TikTok. So here we are.
You know when your patients coming to see you now, though, because you're such a big deal on TikTok, do they recognise you? Does it get awkward?
I don't know if... Well, no patients... there was one patient who recognised me through my mask. So literally just my eyes.
Yeah.
And she said, "You're that doctor from TikTok, aren't you?" And yeah, I didn't really know what to say. This was last year. But it's more staff that recognise me, other staff and medical students and things like that. But, you know, I still haven't really gone out and about as much, even though the UK has opened up. So, yeah, well, I'll let you know.
Oh, fantastic. Well, look, as we've got you here, I mean, it'd be silly if we didn't run a few things by you. So we've got here one of the most common things typed into Google. Is it OK to eat burnt food?
Yeah, I mean, as long as burnt food is not your staple diet, eating the odd burnt toast or, you know, bit of burnt barbecue, it's absolutely fine. I mean, burnt food is known to be carcinogenic, but then there's loads of things which are, you know, carcinogenic, but actually, you know, in small amounts have no impact, you know, on anything really.
Yeah, what about, I've got a question for you. How can I sleep better?
Naked.
How can you sleep better?
Yes.
I generally tell people that, you know, a few simple things that we can do, is, and it's incredibly hard for a lot of people, is not having any electronics at least 1 hour before bed. So that Netflix series that people binge on before bed is the worst thing you can do, because the blue light from the screens suppresses the sleep hormone that we normally produce, the melatonin, and that delays your sleep. 1 hour of TV or mobile phone before sleep delays your sleep by 3 hours. So turning off TV and electronics an hour before sleep at least is the best and simple thing to do.
That's a good call.
Wow, that's a good one. Really, really good. Thank you so much.
Really
Actually,
nice.
quickly, just before you go, can you tell me...
Roman, Ro, don't do that here.
I'll send you it later.
Go for it. Go for
No,
it. You
no,
can
no,
go
I'll
for
send
it.
you it later. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much for coming on and for all the wonderful advice. Let's hear it for Dr. Rajan, everyone. Thank you so much.
That's your lot for today, but if you fancy watching this all over again or you missed any of the show, you can catch up now on the ITV Hub.
So much. Let's hear it for our guest, Nina Nesbitt.
Danny Wallace.
And, of course, Shivi.
We're back tomorrow with Corrie's Alan Housel, Christopher Biggins and cricket legend Phil Tufnell.
See you tomorrow.